And joining us now, former Arsenal defender Sol Campbell. Good morning, Sol.
Morning, Sol. How are you this morning, mate?
Morning, Laura. Good morning, Ali.
Good to see you, mate.
Always good to have you on, Sol. How's things? Busy transfer window, eh?
Busy. Arsenal's been incredibly busy. But it's nice. It's nice. They're trying.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you how you assess it, really, because you heard lots of voices there about their opinion on people that they've brought in and the money that they've spent. Do you think they've spent it in the right areas?
I mean, the last one is Takahiro Tomiyasu. You know, Bologna, 19.8 million, like 23 million euros roughly. Defender, good, 22, looks strong. Another potential player. That's what we're looking at the moment. I still think sometimes you've got to kind of look at I'd rather, as I said before, I'd rather say take two transfers, monies and wages, and then buy a kind of ready to go player. And then you can pad it up with some other potentials as well. And I think that's what I'd much prefer, that type of kind of way, and build up over the next, say, 2-3 years, and just every year buy, those kind of signature kind of players who can give you that instant kind of success. Well, instant success, but they're proven and they're more likely going to work out.
Sol, when I watched the Manchester City game,
don't tell me about that one.
the Gundogan header, the Torres header, both headers that weren't challenged by defenders. Do you feel that it's something that you can get into Arsenal and help with? Do you think you can help these defenders defend better? Because if you look at them goals, it's schoolboy defending, isn't it?
Are you trying to say, like, could Arsenal give me a job?
I'm trying to get you a job here.
I'd love a job.
I want to.
I'd love to. Look, I've said it before. I'd love to go in there and help them out. I would. There's not there is a serious problem there, and I'm happy to help, and even if it's a couple of days a week, and also the tricks of the trade and just little things. I don't know. There is a blind spot there. And why not? I'd help them out all day long.
The defence actually went back to, remember, the Burnley game as well. They conceded from basically a long throw-in too. There have been some shambolic pieces of action at time that we've already seen so far this season. I wondered if there's any kind of part of you that feels that it's all a little bit of hyperbole, whether we need to give them a bit of a break. I'm just trying to balance it a little bit and see whether or not, it's just the beginning of the season and things might settle down a bit. So what do you think? Those are two tough games as well, Chelsea and Manchester City.
Yeah, two tough games, but it's been happening a lot, and it doesn't matter who plays at the back. It seems to be the same type of occurrences, and I think really it's a young team. There's a lot of excitement in there. There's great footballers, but I think they just need the kind of know-how. As I said, the tricks of the trade and just picking up little things, little nuggets of information that someone like me or someone else can just give over to them and say, hey, what about this situation? Could you do it a little bit different? And just it's just those little kind of details I think will make the difference. And yes, a young team, but it has been a regular occurrence, and it doesn't matter who seems to be playing there.
So I was going to say to you, mate, I think looking back at Arsenal recently, there's certainly been some questions, in transfer dealings. We spoke about Martinez, you go back to even Ozil and Ramsey and people like that. However, I look at the Arsenal signings, and I was interested to hear your views on this. I think the Arsenal signings that they've made are all very, very good players, real quality players. But I think the problem Arteta and Arsenal might have, as good as these players they are, they will improve the team, but I'm not sure they'll improve the team enough to please the fans. My point is, I don't see Arsenal all of a sudden breaking into the top 4 with these signings. So
yeah, I understand that. That's what I said before. Sometimes you need to join 2 transfer fees in and money to buy those players, and I've mentioned that. And I feel that they should kind of look at that and balance out between potential and instant kind of. I know they're probably saying, look, we Pepe, 70-odd million, and that's a lot of money, but it's not worked out. But I think he's still a good player. And I think he just needs a little bit more coaching, a little bit kind of, giving him awareness of what he needs to do in certain scenarios. Because he's a young lad, he's still learning his trade, but I think his qualities is there. He just needs someone to kind of on him all the time and make sure, pull him up on a few things there. What about this? What about that? And yeah, the signings are signings. Edu and and Arteta and whoever's involved in that process, they're the guys and they're choosing, and that's the budget. It seems like they're trying to spread the kind of budget and buy as many players in. I'm not saying it's like a shotgun scenario where you're shooting and hopefully one of them works out. I think they're just trying to kind of reboot the team and change the dynamic. Bellingham's gone now on loan. A few other guys, Nelson's gone. So I think they're just trying to kind of balance it out. It's a difficult scenario because obviously the bottom of the league, and I know it's a long season. There's a lot of things can happen for sure. But I think they're just trying to kind of to make things move on, try to move things on, and hopefully one or two of these signings will click and they'll start going. But it's a long season, it's early doors, so I don't think they'll be going down.
One player that didn't get his move, that wanted a move, was Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Was very vocal about it on his social media as well. What did you think of that situation?
I have to be diplomatic here. I think there is, when you're a young man and you're desperate to play, I get that feeling. I get that feeling that you have pride in your performances, and you want to kind of you want to play week in, week out, or have the opportunity to play week in, week out. But also we're looking at we need the squad. We can't let people go, because what happens if we have a few injuries, and that's how Arsenal are looking at it. But from a selfish point of view, player-wise, not going to Everton, which would have been a fantastic move for him. Obviously he's going to feel really disheartened because he wants to play. He wants the opportunity to play. He wants to be, see how far he can go, see if he can get back into the England side, things like that. He needs his career to move on. He doesn't want to be on the sidelines. No player at that age wants to be on the sidelines. I certainly at that age, I don't want to be on the sidelines. I said, I'm totally, I get that. If I can't play in this team, well, I want to go somewhere else.
So, listen, on a much brighter note, you might not have heard earlier on there, today is the 20th. But Arsenal, let's be honest, mate, Arsenal at this moment in time, some people might say, if you're an Arsenal fan, it's not a very happy topic. This definitely is a happy topic for you. 20 years ago to the day that England won 5-1 in Germany. Now, You wouldn't have heard earlier on, I had it in my top 5 performances for England in the last 20 years, right? What are your memories of that night, mate? Because it was some performance. I'm joking, but it was some performance.
It was, when you look at it, just look at the whole situation. We're on 10 points, and they're on 16, the Germans, and we're playing at their, back garden. They've not lost a qualifier ever, prior to that game. So they're pretty confident. So we're kind of, hey, we need a result. After that, we've got a game in hand. And they've got one game after that particular game. So, the performance was amazing. Everybody played. It didn't start too well.
Yeah, goal down.
But we grew into the game. We played amazingly. And we just, the slickness of passing, especially from the front guys. Gerrard with his fantastic shot. Owen was on fire. It was electrifying, everything. And then Emil Heskey, those two, playing together at Liverpool, they played unbelievable. It clicked into place. And we, as defenders and the goalkeeper, obviously there was a lot of question marks. I didn't realise that. I mean, David Seaman was 38 then. I mean, it's a big game back then. It's unbelievable when you think about it. And the kind of, obviously, England and Germany, it's massive anyway. So for us, it was a tremendous result. The performance was definitely up there. Everyone's going to remember that game for forever. And it was just an amazing game to take part in. The atmosphere was incredible. A lot of those stadiums, always have the track. I mean, Germany had Berlin as well, and obviously Munich with these tracks. So the atmosphere is a little bit. You still had that roar of crowd there, and we just felt we had to dig in as a team. Away from home, it's up against it. Points are against us as well. We lose that game, we were in, probably qualifying. And obviously the Germans, I heard the Germans will kind of say, yeah, the game is done, and we're going to just, England going to be second. They're going to play, I can't remember, Albania or whatever, or Ukraine, I'm not too sure. But then we got through. And also that game, that 5-1 gave us the points. Because it went on, I think it's 17 points each. And that game actually turned it in the end, because I mean, they drew against Finland, and that kind of turned the whole kind of tide, because we got those points because we beat them 5-1. If we didn't have those points, they probably would have gone through on goal difference. Unbelievable.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.